It's Kaylin Goss from the KBIA Newsroom, and it's time for Missouri on Mic, conversations from Missouri in its 200th year. Sue Crites Szostak spoke with the Missouri on Mic team at the Poplar Bluff Municipal Library in July. She's the director there, and she spoke about how books have shaped her life. Here's Sue.
I believe in reading, and I think reading is what got me where I am today. When I was growing up, I lived on the Black River, and on the Black River, there weren't many neighbors. And so the only friends that I had were my books, and also our animals and things like that we had on the farm. But as I grew up, I found out that books were my passion because they took me anywhere I wanted to go and allowed me to imagine almost anything. This is a story that someone might think is negative when you start out with it, but it's not. It has a wonderful ending for me. When I went to college, I thought I wanted to be an accountant, and I found out when I was a student that I didn't really care for accounting too much. My second semester of my junior year, we did an assignment, and I wasn't doing very well in college at that moment. Usually that tells you that if you're not in your passion, you may not be doing as well as you need to be. But the professor at the end of the class said, I hope you appreciated the assignment you did last night because this is what you'll be doing for the rest of your life. And then I took a breath and I thought, no way. So I went to counseling center, and the counseling center helped me out. And there was a fellow there that gave me a Strong Campbell's interest inventory. And it turned out I could have been a minister, a social worker, or a librarian. I thought, well, I don't want to be a minister, and I don't want to be a social worker. But I love books. I think I'll be a librarian. Now, that doesn't sound like a very grounded answer because I just did it because I love books. But it turns out maybe that was the very thing it was, is that I love books and what books do for people, what it did for me. And maybe I could help other people enter into the book world and let them enjoy it as well. So that particular moment changed my life, and I've never regretted it since. I just finished Like a Fish in a Tree, and in fact read part of it to a group of students at Wheatley School here. And that book was wonderful in that it unmistakably was able to evoke all the emotions and all the things that I remembered growing up and being a grade school student. Two of the pupils who were listening to the reading, and they had read the book, and they both looked at me and said, I loved the book too. So that's been a most recent experience. The other thing is growing up, I always liked fables, I liked fairy tales, and I liked stories of fantasy. And as I got older, I didn't know that there were such things as the Lord of the Rings because it wasn't taught when I was in school, or I wasn't exposed to it. So now I want everybody to be exposed to or know about things like J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, or the Narnia Tales, or Madeleine L'Engle, or some of the other fantasy writers that kind of take you into another world and let your imagination grow.
That was Sue Crites Szostak speaking about the importance of books and reading in her life. Missouri on Mic is an oral history and journalism project from Missouri's 200th year. Thanks to Rebecca Smith for producing this episode, and the Burney Sisters for providing our music. For more conversations like these, visit kbia.org. I'm Kaylin Goss. Thank you for listening.